Let's come up and change sides now, swastikasana. So we're going to cross the legs now, left leg over the right leg. We're in the final phases of the practice. So where this pose particularly is to help us quiet and be a little more into our breath before we do our shoulder stand and then our Savasana. So I was talking about being well supported, draw the flesh of the buttock back, spread the sitting bones out. And where you, just for a moment now, on this second side, press the fingertips, lift the spine up. Make sure you hinge from the hips when you go forward, rather than just bending at the waist. Keeping the chest up. Arms, hands are high up on the chest. Shoulder blades into the back. I was speaking about having that inner elbow supported on the bolster. So there's a softness in the shoulders. If it's too hard in the shoulders, get more height. And then where you gently press the outer edges of the feet. Really feel the thighs draw back into the hips. Sacrum in, but your pubic bone is lifted to set up the length through the whole front body. Lengthen the sides of the navel. Lengthen the inner walls of the chest up. Shoulder blades into the back and the top shoulder blades releasing down the back. Watch that the neck is soft. Observing the breath here. Just coming to observe normal inhalation, normal exhalation. And then as you're ready, you can slowly come up. Release the legs out. So remember, this is part 2 of the practice. The first video we did the right side. If for some reason you're just starting this video as the first one, make sure you practice the legs crossed the other way before you set up for shoulder stand. So you can pause the video at this point and do the other side. But hopefully you've watched part 1. I don't know why. For some reason my phone camera stopped at 40 minutes. Anyway. So chair shoulder stand. I'm just going to move my mat away from the wall. And if you don't have a chair and you're, comfortable practicing shoulder stand, by all means, go for a freestanding shoulder stand. If you've got blankets to support the shoulders, in Iyengar Yoga we place a lot of emphasis on the inversions, but also emphasis on using blankets under the shoulders. So you're supported in the neck, your shoulder blades are in, and you've got some staying power. Otherwise, I'm just working with a bolster. I'm putting a half-fold blanket on top. And I've got some softness on the chair. If you're taller than me, have the bolster a bit away from the legs of the chair. You might need it a bit further back. All right, so coming in, sitting to the side. Swing yourself up. Just watch that blanket. You could set your chair up to the wall, and then you just gently slide back until your shoulders are on the edge of the bolster there. I feel quite supported here. I don't feel like I'm going to slide off, so I've got my arms to the side. But if you feel like you're going to slide off, you might just gently hold the outer edges of the chair. Or if you want a stronger shoulder action, you can hold in through the legs of the chair. At this point in the class, I'll leave that up to you. The length of the back, skull out of the neck. Some of you may even find you need a folded blanket to support the back of the head here, particularly with all this extra height under the shoulders. So you're welcome to come down. Again, you can pause the recording, make whatever adjustments you need. As my legs are supported on the back of the chair, still keep the legs active. Sacrum pressing into the chair, outer hips descending down to the chair. But the inner leg is lifting. The inner edges of the feet are lifted. The outer edges of the feet spreading. The top, very, very top inner thighs towards the inner groin. Descend down to the inner groins, but the rest of your inner thigh, inner leg lifts up to the arches of the feet. Just observing that there. From time to time, if you're holding the legs of the chair, gently pull on the legs of the chair with the hands. Turn the outer upper arms out. Descend the outer upper arms down, shoulders down, and where you get more lift through the back of the chest. Observe how that opens you at the front of the chest. Your throat is soft, chin gently descending into the notch of the throat, but where there's still a softness in the throat region. Watching your breath there. Anyone who feels they can go a little deeper, well, feel free. Straighten the legs up. Some of you might find for this you need to hold the sides of the chair. Chair shoulder stand, where you gently release yourself out and give yourself a moment. It's enough. So we're going to lie down. I've just got a 3-fold blanket for my head. I'm going to use a bolster under my knees. Sit right in close to the bolster, so the bolster's supporting the knees and the back upper thighs. Consciously place the spine down. Just got a groove in my blanket. Make sure whatever support you have under your head, it goes right up to the shoulders so the neck is supported. You can use your hands, lengthen the back skull away. Feel free to have an eye pillow or something for the eyes. And just let your legs fall out. Place your hands out to the side. Cover your eyes if you have something there. And then Savasana, in the beginning particularly, is about watching, firstly watching the descending energy of the body. Descend well the physical weight of your body down. Continue to allow your arms, your legs to fall out. Notice any parts of your body that may feel particularly tight. And just spend a little bit more time feeling those parts release. Relax the skin of the face. Relax the inner corners, the outer corners of the eyes, deep into their sockets. Your teeth, they're slightly apart. And your lips are very gently touching. Where your jawline is soft, your throat is soft. There's definitely a level of discipline required in Shavasana, just as much as in when we're physically doing the asanas. But for Shavasana, the discipline to allow ourselves to lie still and quiet. Where you know you've fully supported your body. There's an area where we have to try to restrain from, scratching or moving. It's interesting when you lie as a silent witness and observer to the body. You might have an itch around your nose. See if you can just be with it for a moment, rather than go to scratch it straight away. Like everything, it will shift. When your focus is on something else, you won't feel the need. So see if you can lie quietly and still as you come back to watch your inhalation and your exhalation. Fully surrender to the rhythm of your own breath, where there's no forcing, no expectation on where you think your breath should be at this point. Just be that silent watcher. Again, you might choose to stay here much longer. So feel free to pause the recording and stay as long as you need. Those of you ready to come up, just feel the weight of the body. You might like to bring some movement through your hands, your feet, and then you can bend up your knees and gently roll off to the right side. Just give yourself a moment here, open your eyes, be mindful of your surroundings, and fully support yourself with your hand to come up. And just sit quietly. So once again, get your bolster ready, sit quietly, Swastikasana. The transitioning in yoga are really important, and where you just give yourself a few moments to gently come back before you rush out about in your day. Press the fingertips, lift the side chest, lift the inner walls of the chest, and then bring your palms into Namaskarasana, where you keep your sternum lifted, descend the shoulders down, and then release your head to your heart, where you try to keep this quietness throughout your day. And as you're ready, you can release your hands, gently lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you.